Thank you, Mark, and hello from London. Well, we've gone from feast to famine, back to feast again. There have been something like 15 plus weekly key reversals in the markets I followed this past week. So let's get started on them, and I'll concentrate on some interesting ones when I go through them. In the currencies, we had weekly key reversals up in US dollar Romanian leu, US dollar Swedish krona, and US dollar Norwegian krona, but interestingly not in US dollar Danish krona. We also had a weekly key reversal up in US dollar Russian ruble. And this is where it gets interesting. You see, I suspect the moves up in US dollar Norwegian krona and dollar ruble were a delayed reaction to the recent move down we've had in energy prices, notably ICE Brent crude oil futures and NYMEX WTI crude oil futures. Now that is fine, except this week we are already on board with only half the week gone in both Brent and WTI to have possible weekly key reversals up. And that's in both those crude oils, plus also a significant number of their products. Hence, it is worth taking those moves up in dollar, Norwegian krona and dollar ruble with a little pinch of salt. And to especially watch out to see what is going on in the energy sector overall this week. I'll no doubt deal more with this next week. In other currencies, we had a weekly key reversal up in US dollar CNH. That's the offshore convertible Chinese yuan. But interestingly, not in the US dollar CNY, the onshore Chinese yuan. And also not in the 1-year Chinese yuan NDF. The US dollar Philippine peso had a weekly key reversal down. This after we had a weekly key reversal up here only 3 weeks ago. It is, as I said some 2 weeks ago whilst commentating upon this currency pair, there's a lot more going on here than just the weekly action. The moves are evocative of originally 2 possible scenarios. The first, a topping action with the market tipping over and dropping down through the August low of 49.5 all the way down to the long moving average, currently 48.60. The second is more ominous on the upside. Could the rising action throughout June and early July be a flagpole, with what we've seen in late July and August, the flag in a bull flag formation? A third scenario is now also being formed of a possible small double top. The answer is still not clear, so continue to watch this one carefully. Looking at stock indexes, we only had the one, a weekly key reversal down in the Dow Jones stock index. This coming after we saw weekly key reversals up 3 and 5 weeks ago. Interestingly, there was no other stock market key reversals, not in the Nasdaq Composite nor the Nasdaq 100. However, the E-mini S&P futures did have a closely related action with an outside week. In the metals, we had one in precious and one in base. In spot silver, we had a weekly key reversal down, the second within 3 weeks. In LME 3-month aluminium, we also had a weekly key reversal down. This was the only metal to have a weekly key reversal, apart from silver. Hence I would treat both these with caution, as we had no confirmations elsewhere in base or precious metals. Now onto the agris. We had weekly key reversals down in Chicago soybeans and also in Chicago bean oil, but interestingly not in soy meal. Now I have gone through these in more depth in my specific videos on oilseeds and vegetable oils late last week, pointing out some of these actions. We also had a weekly key reversal down in Winnipeg canola. Again, I also covered this in my same videos late last week, and that's when dealing with this contract. Finally, some esoteric ones that I watch, but I usually do not comment upon unless it's for specific clients or conferences. We had weekly key reversals down in the ICE EUA carbon futures for December 2021, in the Dutch TTF gas baseload futures front month, and in the EEX German power base month, second continuous contract. That just about covers it for this busy week. Now, I'm always happy to share my videos, various charts, and answer any questions with anyone who's interested. And with that, I'll finish this section from London. I hope you found these comments useful.